My name's Brandon Henderson. I'm from Bournemouth. I'm 28 years old and I've been in the barbering industry for about 8 years. I've currently got my own salon in Bournemouth and yeah, I'm really enjoying being in the space. Even though I'm a very open person, I think being vulnerable is a very difficult sort of thing for me to get my head around because I'm not really vulnerable in everything that I do. Like, I go into work, I'm the leader, I'm the boss, and I go to my run club and I'm coaching and I'm helping. In every aspect of my life, I try and be at the top of my game and I'm always sharp. But as hard as I work in with everything that I do, I'm not always that strong and I get my off days and my bad days. So yeah, if I had to share one thing is from what I share online and how much of a person who dominates whatever field that they go into, it's not always like that. And there are bad days and there are times where I feel like I don't know what I'm doing. I think, yeah, that's one thing I could share with that. I've learnt quite a few life lessons over the years. And I think one of the biggest ones was to not care what people think. Like, everyone's on their own journey, everyone's doing their own thing, and you're on your own journey. So I think it's so important that you don't worry about what everyone else is doing or what everyone else is thinking. That is probably the biggest thing that I've taken from all the work that I've done. I've always been so worried and insecure about my level of work, what other people may think about what I'm doing. And I'm a bit of a workhorse. I work balls to the wall in everything that I do. And I put my everything into it, what I do. But I think shying away from sharing that because you're worried about what people may think is only limiting you. I was a barber and I started that when I was about 20 years old, but I've always had a dream of being in the spotlight, being on TV, and I was at the time chasing fame, so barbering sort of coincided and worked alongside that. But I sort of found that after the last TV show that I did, that wasn't for me and that's not what I was going for. I didn't want to be known for just going on TV and having no substance. I wanted to be known for actually having a talent, and that's why I now focus most of my time on fitness, barbering and looking after myself, you know?
Do people ever recognise you mid-haircut? How do you handle that crossover between having fame and
I wouldn't say I have fame. I think you're being too nice. I was on a couple of TV shows and they were fun and I had fun, but being recognized, I've kept it silent for such a long time because that version of myself isn't a thing anymore. I'm now fully focused on working and bettering myself and becoming a better person, and being on TV and that aspect of myself isn't really a thing. So being recognised because I didn't share it, it never really happened like that, you know? What motivated me to start at the London School of Barbering was the fact that I found that everything was just starting to flatline, and I wasn't coming to work and being as passionate as I was when I started. I still loved the industry, but it wasn't hitting the same, and I felt like there were just mental blocks. So I thought the only way that I can sort of improve and level that up and go to the next sort of thing with that would be to study, would be to actually go and get a qualification and see if there is anything that I was missing. I would definitely say my style's evolved massively. I understand hair concepts so much more, and I'm able to even deal with my clients better, because before I was just doing the actions and I was just cutting people's hair based upon my knowledge and my experience and what I knew about hair, rather than having a system in place. Being at the school taught me a system. It taught me exactly a methodical way of going through haircuts. So now when a client has a problem with his hair or a shape deformity or something that he wants to change, which is quite unique to the client, I'm actually able to pinpoint that and change it for them.
What's your favourite haircut to currently do at the moment?
Oh, that's a hard one. So in my shop, it is quite premium and modern haircuts. I would definitely say my favourite haircut Oh, that's a hard one. I do skin fades all day, every day. So to say that, I feel like that's quite weak. So any sort of taper with a modern twist, but the longer the hair, the better for me now, because I know how to work with it. Beforehand, obviously, I was brought up in like sort of a Kurdish barbershop. So we focused on clipper haircuts, fades, stuff like that. But now that I'm actually predominantly using my scissors for most of my haircuts to create shape, I like it when they have longer hair. So yeah, anything with longer hair really. Yeah, I was doing everything with clippers back then. I came here and I was using the scissors all like janky and that. And the street was like, "Bro, what are you doing?"
What was the hardest thing for you to learn when you was here?
Just dealing with long hair. Like I wanted to do it so much, but I think because of how I was using the scissors and my body positioning and just even how I was holding my hands, it just wasn't, I wasn't doing it right. So because I wasn't doing it right, I sort of shied away from it. Whereas after the course and like being in the course, that's the first thing you do. You do like diagonal layering, you do like, you do all of these different techniques with sectioning, and then you really work out how hair works. And once you make it methodical and you section everything and you pinpoint like shapes, it just sort of connected that dot for me, so I wasn't shying away from it. The advice that I would give to a young person trying to thrive in the barbering industry, or any industry for that matter, is share your work and share your journey. Like, I'm only starting to realize that now. When I started my journey, I wasn't sharing my work because I didn't think it was good enough. And I was always trying to get better. And don't get me wrong, I took some photos and some videos, but I never brought people in on my story and who I was. So I just thought posting something sick or a sick haircut was what I wanted to be at the time, because there was, I think we've all seen it, when you go on Instagram and you see like a really cool haircut and you think, oh yeah, like that's what I want to do. But the actual process to becoming a good barber and going from bad to good, that's what people want to see. They want to know how you got good. And sharing that, more people will follow you and you will just naturally get bigger in the space. I think my biggest influence was my nan. I've got her tattooed on my arm here, and she passed away sort of 4 or 5 years ago. And she was the biggest influence because she helped bring me up. She taught me empathy, and she constantly asked me questions about who I wanted to be and what I wanted to be when I grew up. And because those questions were asked so frequently, it resonated. And now everything that I do and work towards, it's in a way for her, because I promised that I would make her proud. And don't get me wrong, like, we work and we do everything we do for ourselves, for selfish reasons, to do better and be better and have what we want materialistic wise. But making my nan proud isn't based upon what I own, like the things that I can buy and how much money's in the bank. It's based upon me being a good person. So that's the person that's helped me and changed my view on the world and makes me work as hard as I do. When I'm not cutting hair, you can either find me at the gym, boxing, or sleeping. Like, I work and everything I do is for a productive reason. But the things that sort of keep me going is doing things to challenge myself and put myself outside my comfort zone. So whenever, I don't know, whenever I'm boxing or running or doing strength and conditioning, or just started jiu-jitsu, for example, or to be fair, I spend time with my boys. So that's people that come into the salon, or I've got a couple of friends which I spend time with. We go food and stuff like that. But most of the time, it's all relating to fitness, and I just get this feeling from it, which is similar to barbering, where I feel like I'm bettering myself when I'm doing it. So because of that, that's where I spend my time. The next sort of steps for me are, expansion of my salon, learning more about the industry and the trade, and becoming a master of my craft. I definitely feel like I'm very focused on being the best leader I can be. I've now got 2 staff members at my shop. My shop's doing really well. I've had it for about 4 years now. So the quicker I can expand that and get a bigger team, get more people involved in being a part of Hendonis, that would be unreal. So obviously I'll start that in Bournemouth. I want to spread that across the UK. But while I'm doing that, just simple things really. I'm a normal human. I want to get a mortgage. I want to live on my own. I want to really do some awesome stuff in the fitness realm, and I've got a project on where I'm creating a personal brand. So I'm sort of like heavily focused on that at the moment. So yeah, just getting better everywhere with what I'm doing. If I had to give myself one bit of advice, not be so hard on yourself all the time, you know? Because I think, like I said, like, I'm not sure if what you're going to use, but I said previously in this interview that like you should just share your journey and be completely honest and open with that. And I think that's important, and I haven't. So if I had to give myself one bit of advice, is share the bad bits as well as the good bits. Share everything, because once people know you and they know how you got to where you got to, they can build trust. And I don't know, it's good for you as well to see it. Like, you work hard, you do what you do with passion, so yeah, don't be scared to share it.
Dead or alive, who would it be?
Dead or alive? Whew, that's a hard one, you know. I don't want to say some dead name, you know what I mean? Like, if it was dead, I want to do some like snazzy person like Michael Jackson. Imagine cutting Michael Jackson's hair, like all of that. Yeah, that would be crazy. But alive, Michael B. Jordan's hair, that would be sick. Yeah, if I could cut Michael B. Jordan's hair and give him a sick shape up, it would be the best one he ever got. So, but think, if I didn't do this course, just from doing this course, I've been able to up the prices in my shop. I'm now the most confident I've ever been. I'm able to actually share my knowledge with my staff now so they can cut hair better. And the haircuts in the salon and even the atmosphere has improved just because of how well I know the craft now. So if you feel like you've hit a wall, or that you know it all, you probably don't. And going into education, you will just naturally better your career, and it will just take you to other places. So yeah, I can definitely recommend doing education, 100%. Biggest myth in barbering. I find so many barbers are like cutting hair, and the angle of the head, where they're taking the video from or the photo from, they make their haircuts look sick. But yeah, no, they ain't looking like that. There's no way. They're not. Like the airbrushing as well. Like some people are editing their photos all day long. I wouldn't necessarily say do what they do. Like don't edit your haircuts, because it just looks dead. But I'd definitely say that you can make your work look better from the lighting and the angle of your customer's head. 100%. So why wouldn't you? I definitely think it's a good idea to do that. And that's in every industry. Do you know what I mean? If like people in the clothing industry took photos of their clothes, but the guy was standing all weird, they probably wouldn't be able to sell clothes. And it's the same with your haircut. If you don't have the right angle on the head and you're not shaping your haircut and presenting it in a presentable way, then yeah, it's probably not going to look that good. If you're thinking about coming to the London School of Barbering to do a course here, I would definitely recommend it. It's helped me massively. It's improved the level of my salon. It's made me passionate about barbering again. If you're thinking about doing it, do it. Why not? Do something different, take yourself out your comfort zone, just do it. You can all find me in Bournemouth. I've got a little shop called Hendonis. It's in Winton, and yeah, it's a wicked little shop. You'll probably hear it before you see it, because we play some sick music out of it. But yeah, my Instagram handle is Hendonis, and my name is Brandon Henderson.
And is there anyone in the barbering industry that has been a big influence to you, or someone that you like, or their work?
I think that, well, I gained so much inspiration from Josh LaMonica. I think when I first started barbering, yeah, turn that off. No, I did. I think when I first started barbering, I watched Men's Spire. Men's Spire was the thing. They were the Instagram. That was the content. And yeah, when I first became a barber, I was looking at all their stuff, and I was like, I want to do stuff like that. So. Not so much now, I don't think, because I don't really idolise any sort of barber or barbershop. I look at everyone's work, but obviously the main focus is my work. But I think the biggest inspiration for me growing as a barber and at the start of my career was definitely Men's Spire and Josh and Monica and sort of everyone in that space.